What's new?
What's now and what's next every morning
on Channel 11 Morning News.
Now, Channel 11 News starts with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
Yes, a warm day out there today, but some really strong wind gusts. Thanks for joining us, everyone. I'm Peggy Finnegan.
And I'm Liz Kilmer. Yeah, Peggy, so with the wind, showers are also developing. Let's get right to meteorologist Jessica Faith to sort it all out.
Yeah, those winds have been quite high ahead of the rain that will be pushing in during the second half of the day, mainly during the late afternoon hours into the evening and nighttime hours. You see right now on Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar, not seeing anything, but ahead of the rain, that cloud cover is building, and that rain just mainly to the north and west there of Erie. It will continue to slide toward the southeast, increasing our rain chances today. Mostly light rain expected, and again, that will be later on. I will show you the hour-by-hour storm tracker coming up in about 15 minutes. Right now, at the current wind speed, this is what you're dealing with. You're dealing with 25 mile per hour sustained winds right now in Greensburg, pretty high, and Butler close to 20 mile per hour at 18, and Butler there. And then in Pittsburgh, 13 mile per hour winds. Again, that's the sustained wind, not the wind gusts. Winds are gusting close to 30 miles per hour. And again, I will go into details about when you can see rain in your neighborhood for the rest of the day, and that's coming up in just a few minutes.
Jessica, thanks. And breaking right now, Vice Presidential nominee Kamala Harris has suspended in-person events until Monday after 2 people associated with the campaign tested positive for the coronavirus. Her communications director and a staff member tested positive after a campaign stop in Arizona last week. Biden spent several hours with Harris campaigning together in Arizona. Now, they were masked at all times in public, and the campaign says both Biden and Harris have had several negative tests since.
2 missing girls were found safe after police say they were abducted in Penn Hills. Police say the girls were taken near Grove and Lincoln Roads yesterday around noontime. They were found nearly 6 hours later in the city of Pittsburgh. At one point, police were looking for 3 suspects in 2 different cars. So a lot of questions remain here, and we're trying to get answers from police for you. You can look for new developments tonight, starting at 5 on Channel 11 News.
Another wild story now. A woman attacked at a park that many consider a safe place. It happened in broad daylight, too. Here at Sheridan Park, you see it on your screen. This was around dinner time last night. We're told Pittsburgh police got a call from a woman who said that a man assaulted her there. She said that she put up a fight, macing her attacker, and then running away to safety. One man was questioned, but later released. So far, no arrests. We'll keep you posted. And meantime, a man shot in Manchester has died. A ShotSpotter alert sent police to North Franklin Street just before 8 last night. When they pulled up, no one was there, and we later learned the victim, DeMarco Mahone, was dropped off at a hospital where he died just a few hours later.
And breaking now, new coronavirus cases jumping back into the triple digits in Allegheny County. The health department says it has learned of 139 new cases since yesterday. Most of the positive test results are from the past week. The one-day positivity rate for these results is 8.2%. The state health department is also reporting a big jump, nearly 1,600 new cases since yesterday. Meantime, 3 local counties are now on a watch list, each one seeing a rise in positive test rate cases. They are Indiana, Lawrence, and Westmoreland. The positivity rate in each is over 5%, and the World Health Organization says it should be under 5%. Westmoreland County has been the focus recently. 5 more residents at Westmoreland Manor tested positive, along with 2 additional staff members. That now brings the total number of patients in that home to 117 residents and 34 staff members. Right now, 5 of the residents are in the hospital.
And COVID-19 cases are surging across much of the nation, with 30 states seeing an increase, and there's more controversy on the concept of herd immunity. But new results from a military study could give air travelers more reason for comfort. NBC's Miguel Almaguer has more.
Cleared for takeoff? New results from an independent military study may provide a shot of confidence for air travelers as we head into the busy holiday season. The military says 300 tests were conducted on United planes with mannequins simulating passengers, both masked and unmasked. Each experiment releasing 180 million air particles. That's equivalent to thousands of coughs. When seated with masks on, only 0.001% of those particles actually made their way into another passenger's breathing zone. 99.99% were filtered out of the cabin within 6 minutes. A positive sign while in much of the nation the number of infections continues to soar. 36 states plus Washington, D.C. are seeing double-digit increases over the past week, including Utah, where the governor announced new restrictions to flatten the curve.
But Utah is now facing its most dire episode yet in this epidemic.
It comes as Dr. Anthony Fauci is weighing in about getting together for the holidays.
You may have to bite the bullet and sacrifice that social gathering unless you're pretty certain that the people that you're dealing with are not infected.
Meanwhile, debate is heated up around the idea of herd immunity, letting the virus run its course among those with the best odds of surviving. This week, 2 senior White House officials referenced a document advocating for the policy. The document says in part, those who are not vulnerable should immediately be allowed to resume life as normal. An open letter from leading researchers in the Lancet Medical Journal calls the approach a dangerous fallacy unsupported by the scientific evidence. This morning, the race to protect Americans as the nation faces a deadly second wave.
There is also growing concern over events like Halloween. Here in California, officials are urging all families to stay home, and in Beverly Hills, they're outright banning trick-or-treating. Miguel Almaguer, NBC News, Los Angeles.
A jury acquitted suspended Ambridge Police Chief Jim Mann. Mann was accused of putting in fraudulent time slips and double dipping when it came to getting paid. Prosecutors claimed that he pocketed more than $50,000. The jury deliberated for a little more than 3 hours yesterday before coming back with a not guilty verdict on all of the charges.
All right, meantime, police say he was shot by a 15-year-old boy just 4 days ago. And we're going to bring this to you in just a second. Okay, today this man is sharing his path to forgiveness only with Channel 11. Trey Marshall was shot trying to stop people from breaking into cars outside of his family's church. Channel 11's Amy Marcinkowitz found out how the congregation is helping him through this difficult time.
The bullet entered through here, somewhere up here, and then it went down into my back of my neck, near my spine.
Trey Marshall is out of the hospital, but that bullet is still lodged in his neck.
I don't understand why I'm here. Like, you don't get shot in your face. The bullet goes to your neck, misses every single thing, all your main arteries, everything, your airflow, all that, misses all of it. And still be here today. That's just amazing me.
Trey, the worship leader at New Hope Community Church in Ambridge, and his father-in-law, the pastor there, chose me to tell their story.
I don't think I would switch nothing around. You know, this is my safe place, this is my home, and I should be able to feel safe and protected and not have to worry about if something's going on right outside of my house, you know.
Right outside of his house, outside of his church, Sunday afternoon, Trey noticed 4 kids trying to break into a car. A gun pulled on him. He alerted church members. 911 was called, and many of them, including Trey and his father-in-law, followed the kids. 3 blocks away, shots rang out. Trey was hit. Ambridge police arrested a 15-year-old boy. Trey, a man of faith, has this message to the teenager.
I forgive him. I'm not mad. I'm not angry. Yes, the situation happened. And yes, I'm the one sitting with a thing on my neck and a bullet in my back. But I'm not angry. I forgive him.
Pastor Rick Thornhill says that's the kind of man his son-in-law is. Pure, good.
He's been a blessing to me, he's the son that my wife didn't give birth to, but obviously, like, if he hurts, I hurt.
But when I knew that there was people in this community, there was people who cared, between QV, between Geneva College, between Ambridge, between Quaker Valley, between this whole community, it just showed me so much that I have people who care, and my job is not done yet.
Trey Marshall, forgiving and faithful. His work in the church and community is not done yet. Amy Marcinkowitz, Channel 11 News.
That is just an amazing story, to be able to forgive the person who shot you. Tonight was supposed to be the second presidential debate, but instead President Donald Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden are holding dueling town halls. Biden will be in Philadelphia, the president in Florida. Tracy Potts takes us through what you'll see tonight.
Sanders is far left on the...
Instead of a presidential debate tonight, two town halls, President Trump and Democratic nominee Joe Biden, each live on different networks at the same time. President Trump complains the questions at Biden's town hall last week were too easy.
It was designed for a child, okay? When I get in, they ask me things that nobody ever even contemplated could be thought of.
Biden seeming confident with polls that show him leading nationally.
The longer Donald Trump is president, the more reckless he seems to get. Thank God we only have 3 weeks left to go.
The president also weighing in on First Lady Melania Trump, revealing that their son also had coronavirus.
Barron tested positive. Within like 2 seconds, it was, Barron is just fine now. He's tested negative, right?
But the government's top infectious disease expert warns against misinterpreting the president's quick recovery.
That's sort of like saying somebody was speeding in a car at 95 miles an hour and didn't get in an accident, so I can go ahead and speed and not get in an accident.
As more states open for early voting, a third of the country now reports high coronavirus cases. The second wave that medical experts warned about is happening less than 3 weeks before Election Day.
And we're watching the COVID relief talks, which seem to be falling apart in Washington, frankly, with President Trump and House Speaker Nancy Pelosi pointing fingers, blaming each other. But Pelosi also getting some heat from Democrats who wanted to see those $1,200 checks roll out before Election Day. Tracy Potts, NBC News.
Okay, and the confirmation hearing for Supreme Court nominee Judge Amy Coney Barrett continues. Questions and answers are wrapped up. Today's session is without Barrett. Republicans are confident she will be seated on the high court. Democrats don't have the votes to stop it. A vote on the Senate floor is set for next Thursday.
Police say this man broke into 30 Taco Bells in 5 different states. The local restaurants he targeted and his method of operation.
And a warning about online shopping, the new concerns about buying from safe websites.
A cold front will move through today, but first we're going to get in on some rain. I have the latest storm tracker, and we'll show you when you can see rain in your neighborhood.
And rescued by remote learning, how a student's computer and an alert teacher helped save a grandmother's life.
Get your fantasy football rosters ready. Channel 11's Albie Oxenrider and Chris Carter will be breaking down who's hot and who's not every Wednesday night at 8. Watch Fantasy Football Insider, powered by Cal U on WPXI Now.
Weeknights on MeTV. Watch The Flintstones at 6, Happy Days at 6:30, and MASH at 7.
You can find MeTV on Comcast 190, 207, or 1169, and on these and other providers.
Watch The Kelly Clarkson Show weekdays at 1 p.m. right here on Channel 11.
Police say a man accused of breaking into more than 30 Taco Bells in 5 states also hit restaurants in our area, breaking into restaurants in Pittsburgh, Scott Township, and South Strabane. Police say used an air rifle to shatter the front door. Police say Joshua Logue stole cash from this restaurant in South Strabane last month. And after digging deeper, investigators discovered the Columbus, Ohio man robbed 2 other locations in Allegheny County that very same morning. 3 days later, Logue was arrested in Indiana. The South Strabane Township Police Department has now issued an arrest warrant for Logue.
A major makeover in Brentwood will mean detours for drivers. Work has started along Brownsville Road, and now Channel 11's Mike Holden shows us the changes being made.
It is a major streetscape makeover happening right here in the middle of Brentwood. Construction crews are working to make sure they hit their deadline, and crews out here say it will be worth it long term. Channel 11 was right there as construction crews lined Brownsville Road in Brentwood. It will be a very familiar sight for folks passing by the busy area for the next several weeks. They're working on a full-scale beautification project right near the Borough Building. The focus is a 3-phase, $300,000 streetscape upgrade. Crews will install new sidewalks and plant trees. In addition, they will focus heavily on pedestrian safety with a series of new crosswalks along Brownsville, which is a large part of today's work. Crews and borough officials are warning drivers of the ongoing detour so they can better plan ahead.
Anytime you see a detour, you always, especially in my business, you always cringe a little bit because it takes you out of your way. But once it's done, it'll be fine.
And the entire project is set to be completed within the next 2 months. I'm now working to talk with additional community members about the impact and what they hope happens next for their community. For Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting in Brentwood, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
Some parents with kids at Avonworth schools are really frustrated. They just don't know why the district is letting older students go back to school while keeping younger kids in a hybrid learning model. District leaders say moving fully to in-person instruction for grades K through 6 would require additional lunch and recess staff that they just don't have. They say results of a new parent survey found that most parents were satisfied with the hybrid model, but they know certain problems persist.
The students themselves are getting very frustrated. They're losing their enthusiasm for learning. And as a parent, it's very frustrating and disheartening to see.
Nearly 300 parents started a Facebook campaign calling for all students to return to the classroom. The district says that is part of their second quarter plans.
The grandmother is having a heart attack, and the student didn't know what to do. So I need someone at that residence ASAP, please.
That call to 911 saved a grandmother's life. And how did it happen? Well, it came from a teacher who noticed something was wrong during a virtual learning session. That Michigan teacher says she called the grandmother because her student's computer wasn't charging. But when she started to speak, the teacher realized she was having a stroke.
Thank you for saving my life, because it wasn't for them getting the help I needed, I would have just not been here.
She's recovering now in the hospital and thankfully is expected to be okay.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Dry but a bit breezy this midday, but that is expected to change. Winds will calm later this evening and we'll see more wet weather enter our area. On the warmer side right now, if you're going out for lunch, you may want to really hold on to your plate, but it'll be on the warmer side. Not too bad, 67 degrees right now, but check out these winds. You may even see the camera shaking there, or even the trees coming from the west-southwest at 13 miles per hour, some or even getting closer to 20 miles per hour across the area. Still a good bit of sunshine. You'll notice more cloud cover off to the north and west, and even showers farther to the north and west, and that will continue to slide farther into our area as we go throughout the day. Hey, we really need the rain. Here's the latest drought monitor that was released this morning. Really no change from last week. We are still abnormally dry with spots in a moderate drought. We could really use more rain. We're not going to get a whole lot today, so if you do want to head out and about, the earlier into the afternoon, the better. Within the next hour or so, around 2 o'clock, getting pretty warm, around 72 degrees, so close to our high today. More cloud cover building in, though, ahead of the rain that we'll see later this afternoon and this evening. Cooler air moving in, and temperatures will continue to dwindle down as we go throughout the evening, especially with more cloud cover and rain. So as we go throughout the rest of this afternoon, we'll see some showers tracking. We can even see some prefrontal showers, just a few spotty showers before the bulk of the rainfall enters in later into the evening hours. So sometime after sunset, sunset closer to 6:30 today. So around 7 o'clock, if you're having dinner out this evening, have your rain gear ready, have your umbrellas, maybe even rain boots. We will see a good bit of wet weather. Notice the light rain, though, so really not having thunder or lightning. No severe weather expected, but it could impact any evening plans that you have later today. Notice how the rain kind of breaks up later tonight, so that line really not sticking together, decreasing in coverage. So as we go throughout the overnight hours, getting back to drier conditions, maybe a shower or two remaining into the early morning hours as you head off to school or to work, but we'll notice even drier conditions and even more sunshine coming in as that cooler and drier air really filters in. So a much better day for your Friday tonight, dropping into the lower 40s, around 44 degrees. Coming up in the next half hour, I'll get into more details about just how cold it's going to get into the upcoming days, and really the best time for you to get outside, especially if you're not a cold weather fan. But we're going to see a pretty big drop in temperatures. Just check this out. We go from 71 today, so in the lower 70s. Even with the showers and extra cloud cover expected this afternoon, dropping after that cold front moves through, leaving some much cooler air, dropping into the 50s. That's close to a 20-degree drop. Could be in the 30s, close to freezing in some spots for Saturday morning. We'll have a dry weekend and introduce showers once again on Monday.
A program to teach students how to care for their own mental health. Why one school district believes it is especially important during the pandemic.
And an important warning about online shopping, why you may want to do your homework before adding anything into your shopping cart.
A big surprise on national television for a local school district in need. Students and teachers were presented with 2,500 laptops and free internet for a year.
It's a big opportunity. I mean, I really appreciate it.
Giving every student equal access to education makes us proud to be from Pittsburgh.
Proud to be from Pittsburgh. Brought to you by your local Honda dealers. Great cars, great people. For a great deal on a Honda, visit shophonda.com.
When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Certain packages of Cottonelle flushable wipes are being recalled. The company that makes them says they might be contaminated with bacteria, and that bacteria could cause an infection. The packages were produced between February and September. To find out if your wipes are under this recall, you can look for this story on WPXI.com. A glimmer of hope for the airline industry. Delta is reporting an increase in demand for the upcoming holiday travel season. The airline is nowhere near normal levels, but says in renewed interest has them increasing capacity around Thanksgiving and Christmas. During the third quarter, Delta lost nearly $7 billion. More than 12,000 employees are still on voluntary unpaid leaves of absence. Delta is the second largest carrier serving Pittsburgh International Airport by total passenger volume.
Well, the pandemic's driving more people to shop online, and with that, though, comes new concerns about where you're purchasing things. This week, the Better Business Bureau issued a warning about the website The Flyest Kicks. They say they've received dozens of complaints from people who ordered shoes but never got them.
I would like either one, but at this point, I don't think it'll happen. So I would just rather everyone else know about what's going on.
The Better Business Bureau has advice for buying from a company that you may not know about. Take a listen.
Go into Google and put in the company name with the words complaint or review and see if other people have filed any sort of comments about them.
The Flyest Kick says it takes pride in making sure to provide a satisfactory service. They also say they issued a refund to the customer you heard from there, but at last check, it was not reflected in her bank account.
It's crazy that this area is going to come down to potentially swaying the election.
Decision 2020, and the spotlight is on a local county. Why Joe Biden's chances of winning Pennsylvania could hinge right here in our region.
I'm tracking when showers will move into your area. We're tracking that cold front and breezy conditions. More details coming up after the break.
Hey, what's up, Pittsburgh? It's me, Kelly Clarkson. Join me every weekday at 1 p.m. right here on Channel 11 for The Kelly Clarkson Show. Season 2 is full of your favorite stars in film, TV, and music, and everyday heroes in your community. See you at 1, y'all.
umbrella? Should you grab a coat? What about those weekend plans? Watch Chief Meteorologist Stephen Cropper.
Headed out tomorrow, the temperature will be warming up.
Scott Harbaugh, Danielle Dozier, and Jessica Faith. Count on Severe Weather Team 11.
Watch Channel 11 News at 6.
Followed by NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
We're back with breaking news on two teenagers who were abducted in Penn Hills. Now, at the top of the show, we did tell you they are safe. County police just sent us an update on this. They say they do not believe this was random. Police say these girls were taken near Grove and Lincoln Roads yesterday around noon. They were found hours later in the city of Pittsburgh. Police also say that they found the car that they believe three suspects drove off in. It's a white Dodge Charger. It was found in Oakland. So far, no arrests, but again, the girls are safe. And you can look for new developments on this starting at 5 on Channel 11 News. So it's really a pretty day out, sun shining, really nice and warm, but boy, it is windy out there. Hold on to your hat.
Yeah, that's right, Peggy. And you not only want to hold on to your hat, but you want to have your raincoat ready because we do have some showers developing today. Let's head back to meteorologist Jessica Faith in Severe Weather Center 11.
And those showers that will develop today will all be due to a cold front. Not cold right now, the complete opposite. But coming up in about 15 minutes, I will show you nearly a 20-degree drop in temperatures that this cold front will bring. But right now, if you're headed out for lunch, looking really good on the warmer side, either upper 60s or lower 70s across the area, including 72 looking quite well in Greensburg, 70 degrees in Beaver, 67 Pittsburgh, and also in the 70s club, Morgantown, at 73 degrees. We'll be either in upper 60s, low 70s as we go throughout the afternoon hours. Cloud cover will be building mainly from the northwest toward the southeast. So if you want to enjoy that sunshine, go ahead and get out now. Temperatures will reach the lower 70s for the high today and breezy. But coming up next, again, coming up in about 15 minutes, I will show you about how much cooler it's going to get behind this cold front.
All right, thank you. And your signature probably looks slightly different from one day to the next. Well, now the Pennsylvania Supreme Court will decide if your ballot will be counted if the signature on the back doesn't match the one they have on file. Last week, the Secretary of the Commonwealth ruled that ballots should not be thrown out just because signatures don't match. President Donald Trump's campaign asked a federal judge to block the ruling. Yesterday, the state Supreme Court agreed to take up the case. With all the stops both candidates have already made, it is clear Pennsylvania is a major battleground state.
Yeah, that's right. And in fact, one county in our area could be one of the few that decide the election. Our Aaron Martin looks at the role Beaver County is playing and how its flip-flop nature in previous elections will have everyone watching this time around.
Parts of Beaver County, like where we are in Rochester right now, are quiet, almost a bedroom community. But it's still one that has links to its working class roots. And while it may be quiet, Beaver County is starting to get national attention, with many experts now saying it could play a vital role in determining who the next president will be. A common expression to get people motivated to vote is every vote counts. Nowhere could that prove truer than Beaver County.
I hope everyone turns out and votes, and I know I'm going to.
The last time a Democrat carried Beaver County was John Kerry 16 years ago. That Republican momentum culminated in 2016 when voters overwhelmingly supported Donald Trump over Hillary Clinton, with President Trump winning the county by nearly 20 points.
It was one of the explanations of why Donald Trump carried Pennsylvania.
It's a key reason why NBC News highlighted Beaver in its county-by-county project, which focuses on 5 counties nationwide that could be critical in who wins the presidential election. Meet the Press moderator Chuck Todd tells Channel 11 Democratic nominee Joe Biden must have a strong performance in the county to flip Pennsylvania.
He doesn't have to carry Beaver County, but he can't lose it by 20 points either. And that, you know, so far polls seem to indicate that he's doing better with older white voters. He's doing better with sort of rank-and-file union members than Hillary Clinton did.
The project is helping put Beaver County in the election spotlight, a place leaders admit they're unfamiliar with.
It's kind of unique to be in a position where
you're considered one of the top counties in the country that people are going to watch and see how this election is going to go.
That puts added pressure on making sure everything runs smoothly. In the June primary, it took county leaders 3 days to count around 18,000 mail-in ballots. That number could double by Election Day. Legally, counties can't begin processing mail-in ballots until 7 a.m. on Election Day.
It's a very manual process, and it's just time-consuming to do that, and then prepare those to be scanned, and then scan all those ballots.
Any potential delays could put even more eyes on Beaver County, especially if the battle for Pennsylvania comes down to the wire.
This is like such a strong-blooded, hardworking area. And it's crazy that this area is going to come down to potentially swaying the election.
While everyone is focused on November 3rd, County Commissioner Jack Manning must look to Beaver County's future. He believes the anger and anxiousness surrounding the election won't leave lasting scars on his community.
Hope that the majority of people, the plurality of people in the middle, that really don't care that much about the political affiliations, but what's best for Beaver County, I feel very confident we're going to have a good 4 years, regardless of the outcome of this.
And for the Trump and Biden campaigns, the question won't necessarily be who wins Beaver County, but by what margin. It's something that the campaigns, as well as many experts, will be watching very closely come Election Day. Reporting in Rochester, Aaron Martin, Channel 11 News.
All right, and we have all the election resources for you right now on WPXI.com. Just click the Decision 2020 banner that's on our homepage.
Speaking of the election, the Beaver County Republican Committee is no longer endorsing State Rep Aaron Bernstein. Bernstein recorded himself on Snapchat encouraging his 5-year-old son to smoke a cigar. He also joked about disabled kids. Bernstein represents the 10th district. It covers parts of Beaver, Butler, and Lawrence counties, and he is up for re-election next month. He said the jokes did go too far, but says he has no plans to drop out of the race.
2 more Port Authority workers have tested positive for COVID-19. One works at the garage in Collier, the other works in Ross. The count's now at 54 cases for the agency since the pandemic began. A spokesperson told us 91% recovered at home.
And we're learning how one local school is helping stressed out students manage their anxiety.
And it's open enrollment season for healthcare. What you need to know before signing up.
News is happening in your neighborhood. Channel 11 News is there.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, and Butler. We cover news everywhere you live, not just downtown. We're in Aliquippa, Coraopolis, and Moon.
Bringing you stories that impact your town. That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact. We're in Bethel Park, South Park, and Mount Lebanon. When you want news from where you live,
Watch Channel 11 News at 5.
Watch Catherine Amenta and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
Local students have new backpacks and school supplies. The Cam Hayward Foundation partnered with Urban Pathways K-5 College Charter School. They want to give students a feeling of normalcy and hope for their school year during this pandemic.
Now more than ever before, we're at home and we need all the help we can get. And this is a show of support from our school and our greater Pittsburgh community.
This is the third Blessings in a Backpack event involving the Urban Pathways and the Hayward Foundation.
October's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and while the majority of cases involve women, we're told mortality rates among men are on the rise. Male breast cancer represents about 1 in every 100 cases, and since men aren't regularly screened, the cases are usually more advanced by the time they're caught.
We do see with male breast cancer slightly higher rates of mortality, and we do attribute a lot of that to later stages at diagnosis, 100%.
Family history, genetic mutations, and age can all increase your risk factors.
It is open enrollment season, the chance to tweak or change your workplace health care benefits. And with both premiums and deductibles rising, this is a good time to take a look at exactly what you are paying for. According to a report from the Kaiser Family Foundation, the yearly family premium for health insurance was up 5% last year, topping $20,000. Of that, workers paid a little more than $6,000 a year. Their employers paid the rest. CNBC recently mapped out tips for making sure that you make the right choices in open enrollment. First, figure out your medical needs. That includes everything from doctor and hospital visits to costs for prescription drugs. Also, evaluate your life insurance needs. About 45% of U.S. workers either don't have or don't even know if they have life insurance. And consider using a health savings account to manage health care costs. Stressed Students next, the local program to teach students how to care for their own mental health.
We're tracking cooler temperatures. Up next, I have details about a 20-degree drop in temperatures coming up.
When news is happening near you, Channel 11 is there.
Aliquippa, Coraopolis, Moon. We cover news everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, Butler. For news from where you live,
Watch Channel 11 News at 5.
11 News and NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
We're a team you can count on to cover stories that impact your life.
Whether it's across the street or around the world.
Channel 11 News at 6.
And NBC Nightly News at 6:30.
Nobody can read between the lines like Judge Judy.
Students and teachers navigate through this school year. Some students are more anxious and stressed, probably some teachers too. One South Hills school district has implemented a new type of classroom and program to teach people to deal with these overwhelming and underlying emotions. Whether students are inside of a classroom or logging on at home, this school year is different.
Disappointed, upset.
Baldwin High School senior Megan Puzak says hybrid learning isn't what she imagined for her senior year.
High school is stressful as it is already, and then with all this corona stuff on top of it, it just adds on way more stress. And on top of that, all these kids have their social lives, jobs, families, responsibilities, stuff to take care of.
That stress and anxiety can lead to physical and mental health problems. So Baldwin High School teamed up with Allegheny Health Network last school year to launch their Chill Room. The room is on the 3rd floor and looks nothing like a classroom. It's decorated with couches, a fireplace, and painted in calming colors.
I would say it feels like kind of like a lobby in a hotel or something.
I actually really enjoy that it's, you know, kind of a way to step out and you kind of forget that you might be in, you know, the school.
The grant-funded project is designed to teach both students and staff strategies to deal with stress and stay mindful.
One of the things I found is kids don't know how to take care of themselves in terms of self-care.
Alicia Anderson and other staff work with students, teaching them deep breathing, among other techniques. The program creator says he heard from many different school counselors saying they can't keep up with the demand of students needing services.
Many schools, many students within a school were falling through the cracks. And so what we're doing is we're bringing in preventative skill-based services that allow students to learn and practice evidence-based skills that allow them to make better decisions, to decrease stress, to decrease anxiety, to decrease depression, with the hope of keeping them out of higher levels of care.
And the program went virtual when the pandemic hit. They offered services through Zoom, and school officials say it seems to be working.
There's a ton of loss, right? Death associated to COVID, financial loss, I mean, just loss of your normal day-to-day routines, just loss of things that brought us joy. And so we were really trying to take that approach, you know, as we come back to school, a holistic approach to make sure that, you know, our kids aren't only focused on the academic.
For Megan, the mindfulness techniques she's added to her routine are helping her navigate the school year.
It's important to just have a few seconds of the day just to unplug and relax.
The pilot program's also being tested in a middle school in Pleasant Hills.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
A cold front is sparking showers right now, and you see that line of showers here, and it's just to our north and west. It's going to slide through our area, and we'll see a better chance for showers later today. So into the early afternoon hours, if you have any outdoor activities, have anything to get done, have to be out and about on the roadways, you'll be just fine. It's not going to be later into this afternoon that we'll start to see some showers push in, light in nature, but could still impact your afternoon plans, especially this evening where we have the better chance for showers into the nighttime hours, but overnight into tomorrow morning, rain chances will continue to decrease. Again, I mentioned light in nature, so not really getting a lot of heavy rain, really just a small amount of rain, and we look like getting less than half an inch of rain for most of the area, so not a lot of rain expected, but we do need the rain. The drought monitor has shown that we are still abnormally dry to a moderate drought in most spots. We see those gusty winds, and as the front starts to move through, we'll start to see behind the front those winds kind of calm down, but still around 4 o'clock farther to the south and east, those winds are still pretty strong, pretty close to 20 miles per hour as far as the gust. But again, later into the evening, nighttime hours, going past sunset, we'll continue to see those winds calm, even getting calmer than 15 miles per hour, and then pretty calm tonight as we go throughout the overnight. So kind of gusty out there right now. But as we continue to go throughout the nighttime hours, we'll replace the warm and breezy conditions with calm and pretty cool conditions as that cold front gives a blast of cold air to our area. Here's some perspective for you just to show you how cool we're going to get. The high today, hey, maybe you've been outside and you feel the nice milder conditions kind of on the warm side out there. Well, today's high is 71 degrees. We actually have a few spots in the 70s right now, so doing pretty good temperature wise. But on the warmer side, getting below average for tomorrow's high. So this is nearly a 20-degree drop in temperatures from highs from today into tomorrow, and that's all due to that cold front that will again spark showers today and then provide some much cooler weather. And that's not the end of the story. Check out Saturday morning. If you have to be out and about first thing in the morning, let's say right around sunrise, before the day really starts to heat up, we'll see temperatures pretty close to freezing. Could be around 34 degrees, could be around 32 in Greensburg. That is for Saturday morning, warming up into the upper 50s, around 58 degrees. Doing better for Sunday morning. So if you had to pick a day, Sunday, if you like the warmer weather, that is your day. The weekend completely dry, then showers come back into the forecast on Monday.
Jessica, thanks. We'll take a look here. You rarely see the Emsworth-Loxon Dam like this, nearly empty. The Army Corps of Engineers had to drain the water in order to replace the gate to the main chamber. Engineers say it's important to maintain the Loxon Dam because of all the raw goods that are shipped through the area. And if it wasn't maintained and if it had to close, transportation costs would apparently jump $25 million. We don't want that to happen. Now here's local Steals and Deals, Lisa Robertson.
Right now, it's a whole different world, and a lot of us are setting up offices at home, workspaces at home. The kids are learning from home, right? And right now you're going, oh my gosh, it's a little bit more complicated than I thought. I can make it simple for you. This is one of the best ideas ever, and it's from Sharper Image. It's called the socket shelf. So number one, you simply plug this in, and now you have 6 regular sockets and 2 USBs. You can charge 8 things at one time. You have the shelf that you can use or not use, completely up to you. So now if you're going, wow, I'm trying to set up this home office, I have the tablet, I have all these things I need to charge and they're in my way. Now they can all charge at once, and you can put a bunch of them at one time right up on the shelf, and they're not on your desk and they're not in your way. It's such a great idea because it keeps everything organized, everything charged. We have so many devices to charge right now, right? Do you have a TV with an outlet behind and there's all these wires running down to the ground? Wouldn't you like to just plug this in behind the TV and have everything here? Oh, in the bathroom? Isn't it amazing how many things, like, oh, I have an electric toothbrush, I have this, I have that. A lot of things to charge in a bathroom. Never enough counter space. You simply plug it in, everything you need is organized, and you're good to go. The surge protector is built in, and there's no electrician required. Right now at localsteals.com, it's 20 to 33% off, and you're gonna love it. I guarantee you absolutely will.
Breaking News Desk is really an invaluable tool.
You're going to get breaking news as it's happening. You can be assured that everything I tell you is something that's important, that's going to impact your day.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
I know the neighborhoods, I know the school districts, and that really helps to inform you so that you know if something is going to impact your family.
As soon as she gets that information, the Breaking News Desk is able to go on air, bring that information to you and share it.
That is a resource no one else has. If you see me on the Breaking News Desk, you know it's an important story.
What's new?
What's now and what's next every morning
on Channel 11 Morning News.
A dedication ceremony was held at UPMC Children's Hospital to recognize Brett Kiesel. For the last 10 years, Kiesel sheared his beard to raise money for patients. And over that period of time, $1 million was raised. Now a mural is up inside the hospital recognizing the former Steeler.
You're not supposed to play with your food, but this might be an exception to the rule. A combination of food and fun. The new Kraft Heinz Variety Game Pack features games inspired by Jell-O, Kraft Macaroni and Cheese, and Heinz Ketchup. Each of the 3 games is packed like the food product. The game pack costs $20 and is available at Target. And you can now smell bacon all day long with a new mask. Sounds good to me. The new limited edition face covering uses the latest pork-scented technology, good to know, while still protecting you from germs. It's made by Hormel, which will be giving away the masks for free. All you have to do is register online.
Liz, I do love bacon, but I'm not sure I could smell it all day long.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to smell it all day. That's all. Thanks for watching.
I like people to be honest, not stupid.
Nobody brings the truth to life.
Is that what you want me to believe?
Nobody can read between the lies.
I'm 5'9", and I have a body like Christy Brinkley. Do you believe that?
Like Judge Judy.
She's an 18-year-old girl. She got a settlement. You saw a little money. You wanted a big red truck. Shiny, shiny, shiny red truck. I still love this job.
Judge Judy, weekdays at 4